Good afternoon, everybody. Today is Saturday, October 11th. And as you can see, the bed is still in the living room. So that's almost a week that we've had it in here, but we're planning to move it today back to the bedroom, which will be nice. It has been nice to have it in the living room because our living room is like really bright. But I'm definitely ready to just have the living room be a living room. But so I don't typically vlog when I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling, but it's important to share all sides when you have a chronic illness. So my last vlog was a really busy vlog. I had 3 back-to-back city appointments. For reference, I live about 2 hours away from the city that I have appointments in. Or I have appointments in a couple different cities. The closest one is like 20 minutes and the other one is 2 hours. So I was in the 2 hour away one. So having back-to-back appointments like that is really hard on my body. And I also had my birthday, so it was just a really busy week. And especially like it wasn't just appointments, but also doing a little bit of shopping as well. And I didn't use my wheelchair, I just used my cane and I pushed myself. And the last 3 days, actually last 2 days I guess, because appointments were Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So Thursday, Friday, and today, Saturday, have all been bed rot days because I'm in so much pain. I'm so tired and I just feel so blah. And I feel like my mood also just like is not great either. I just feel sad and like blah. I feel blah all over. My joints hurt so badly because when I don't use my wheelchair when I should be using it, or for longer distances, or for multiple trips, then I have very severe hip pain for a long time after that. And so my hips hurt so bad I could cry. Like, they hurt so bad, as do the rest of my joints. But that is just a glimpse, and it is okay to have days where you feel this way. Do I feel good? Nope. I wish that I could bypass all of them. But this is reality. This is the part that nobody sees. And what am I doing about it? For myself, I try to distract myself from it as much as I can. So I do a lot of doom scrolling. I've also been working my way through the book that I got for my birthday. I'm halfway through, and it's been very addictive so far. But all I can think about is all the things that I need to get done around my house, because our house is kind of a disaster. Because when we're busy, it becomes a disaster. Laundry piles up, dishes pile up, the counters are full of junk, and that's all my brain can think about. Because before I was sick, I loved cleaning. Well, not like loved, but like it was satisfying to clean and to pick up your house and just do whatever you want whenever you want. And now I can't do that, and it's hard because you tend to put your self-worth into those things. And when you can't do them, you just question yourself. You're like, am I lazy? What is wrong? And it's like, this is just reality. This is the part of chronic illness that nobody sees. And I spend a lot of my time in bed, and I don't vlog it because I just think it's boring. Who wants to see me lie in bed reading a book every single vlog? But this is reality, in case you forget. When you see me doing a task or getting up and going somewhere, this is always what is behind it. This is what I've spent most of my time doing so that I can do those other things. And I am in pain doing them. An example is it's Thanksgiving weekend here in Canada, and I don't have very many gatherings, but I do have some. And so yesterday I really did not want to go to the family gathering, but it was just down the street. So I did push myself, even though I wasn't feeling well, and I was in a lot of pain. I was very, very tired, and I knew that it was going to use a lot more of the energy that I already did not have. But I knew mentally it would put me in a better place because I'm an extrovert and I really like going to these gatherings. This is on my husband's side, and I really enjoy his family and extended family, and it always puts me in a better mood. And so I forced myself out of the house. I went, we stayed for about an hour, and it was great. I felt very happy and content afterwards. And it's hard to find a balance between pushing yourself and letting yourself rest. And this weekend, we don't have any other plans other than to host my family on Monday, Thanksgiving Monday. And so I do have the time and the space to rest, so I'm trying to force myself to do that. I probably will also force myself to get up and do something small, just for more so my mental health. It just helps me sometimes to get up and get moving mentally, to get rid of some of the gloominess that hangs over when you can't do a task. To just do one small task can just make it feel a little bit better. And so I do plan to make supper for my husband today. But this is what's behind your friend, your family member who makes it to that function or asks you to go out to coffee, but you know that they struggle with chronic pain or chronic illness. Just know that they did some bed rotting before they got to see you, because they want to give you their best if they can. But just know how much it actually takes out of them. We love you very, very much. Good morning, friends. Look at my dog. Goose, look here. Do you see? Okay, so today is Thursday, October 16th. Why is my dog wearing what she's wearing? So yesterday, as you can tell, she went to the groomer as she's nice and freshly cut, but they accidentally gave her a razor burn on her, behind her ear, and it's so itchy to her that she's scratched it till it's bleeding. And I don't own a dog comb. And I thought, so I cleaned it with saline, and then I put a little bit of polysporin. Dr. Google says that just a tiny bit is okay, but that wasn't working. So then I also Dr. Googled, and Dr. Google said that aloe vera can work, so I put some aloe vera on it, and then I put some gauze over top, and because she wasn't stopping itching and I don't have a comb, I do have a neck brace, and I do have tensor bands. So the neck brace, don't worry, it's as loose as possible. It's not choking her, it's not bothering her. Well, I mean, it's bothering her because she doesn't want to wear it. And then same with the tensor band, it's very, very loosely on there. It's just holding the gauze in place and creating more of something that keeps her from scratching at her sore because it was bleeding. Right? Oh, you've already moved the gauze. There. So yeah. Sometimes being a medically challenged person comes in handy. But anyways, today I am really, really struggling with my MCAS extreme itching. For the longest time taking a Claritin and using some topical anti-itch cream took care of it, but today it is not, and I am ready to fillet my skin off, and I'm over it. So I've asked for requests in an MCAS group on Facebook and see what they find. So I guess we're both itchy, but I can't put myself in a cone. It's not gonna help. The last I spoke with you, I was recovering, still recovering from my 3-day appointments from last week. I've been super fatigued and my joints have been in a lot of pain, and that's been very frustrating. And I find that when I overdo it like that, I find that my mental health just struggles a lot because I get really down on myself and I start to feel like a failure because I'm not able to do anything, and the list just keeps growing of what I need to complete and what I need to do, but my body is not able to do it. And I know that not being able to do things does not make me a failure, but it doesn't stop me from feeling that way. And so sometimes I'll do like 1 or 2 tasks to try and like help my mental health a little bit. And also our house is in utter disarray, like so messy because of how busy we have been. It's Thanksgiving weekend, work has been busy for Matt, life has been busy for me, and so our house is just really messy, which really doesn't help my mental health because I'm one of those people who feels like I can't rest until my house is clean. And I also just like feel like my mind is so much more chaotic when my living space is chaotic. So I've been struggling with that. And then when I also flare so bad that like I can't like leave my house except for the absolute necessary things, like going to appointments, or like, I mean, I did make it to one family gathering, which really did help me mentally, and the only reason I went was because mentally I knew I needed it, but I felt even worse after. And then I also was able to see my family this week and my husband's family this week, but it's really hard to even enjoy the gathering when you're in so much pain and when you're just so exhausted. It makes your brain fog worse, it makes it hard to hold conversations, it makes it hard to form full sentences, and it's just really hard to enjoy yourself. And so that just didn't even feel fulfilling this time, and that's really hard for me because I'm an extrovert and I really rely on some form of social interaction to make me happy and to keep me sane. But it's really hard when you're just stuck at home as an extrovert, and sometimes it causes me to really wrestle with who my friends are. Like, I have some people that I'm like, I know these are my friends, but they don't live close to me, and I know I can text them, but texting is also exhausting when you're exhausted, and so then there's not a whole lot you can do about that. And I was such a social butterfly once upon a time, so I really miss being able to just go to like women's groups at church or young adults at church, or just be able to go out with a group of people and enjoy myself, and or even like go out one-on-one. I don't know, I just miss that a lot, and it's hard to not feel lonely or like people don't want you in their life because you're not fun anymore. I just find it hard to know who my friends are. More so like it's hard to make new friends, and when you've tried and then you have to go like radio silent because you're in a flare or your medical appointments take priority, it's hard to know who has moved on from your friendship, like outgrown your friendship, and who is still your friend. Basically, it's just hard to feel like everyone's moved on without you, and it's not like they have to keep you in the loop. That's not what I'm expecting. I know that it just happens to anyone can outgrow a friendship at any time. Life gets busy, seasons change, like life seasons, and I know that I'm not the only one who struggles with knowing who their friends are. It's not just people who are chronically ill, it's others too. Like, take for example, if you're all your friends are married and you're the single one, you start to feel that loneliness and left out because your friends talk about their marriages or their boyfriends and you don't have that, so you feel left out. Or if you're the one in your group that doesn't have babies and they're talking about their babies, and maybe they start hanging out with just their mom friends, you start to feel left behind because you don't have babies. It's not that you don't want them, but maybe you can't have them. And you want to be able to enjoy their joy in being a mom or being a wife or whatever. And for some people, they find it too hard and they'd rather not. But I know in my case, I'd rather still hang out with people than not hang out with people. And I mean, I don't have kids, but I still want to be around people with babies. I love babies. So yeah, that's basically what I'm feeling, is just a little bit left behind. And it makes it hard to know who I should be reaching out to, because other people's schedules are so different from mine, and I know that shouldn't stop me, but it is hard because especially your friends who have babies, they have to prioritize those babies, and that's great, but it makes it a little bit harder to hang out. And for friends who don't have babies but are very busy and just like active and able to do things, they might not find it quite as enjoyable to just sit and talk when they would rather be doing an activity. And so it is easy to just get left behind when you are chronically ill, and that's hard. I was also someone who volunteered all the time, in church, at camp, in school, and now I can't do any of that. And that's often how I met people as well. And now I can't even make it to church weekly, and so I don't really meet people. And I know that a big part of making friends is reaching out, but it's also hard when you have reached out and it's not reciprocated, or you're the one that's always doing the reaching out and it's one-sided. And you get tired of that because with chronic illness, you have such limited energy, and you don't want to spend that chasing somebody who doesn't want the friendship as badly as you. And I know that with my other friendships, there's seasons like that where one person is doing more of the interaction than the other, and that's okay. That's how friendships work sometimes. But it is just hard and exhausting to try to do that with new friends who don't fully understand what you're going through, or why you maybe are super in it when you're at a group thing, but then go radio silent after that for a while. They just don't understand what you're going through. I just really miss having a group of friends that I knew that I could text or call or hang out with, and I knew who my people were. I'm sorry this video was a bit of a downer, but this just happens, and I try to be very positive and uplifting, and I share my story, and I like to be able to pull it together, but that's not always real. There is a lot behind the scenes that someone doesn't see, and so this video is more what happens behind the scenes, what happens when your chronically ill friend is flaring, and what happens when that flare lasts so long that they don't even know who their friends are anymore. That's just what happens, and it's okay. We're gonna make it through it. We're gonna find our people. It's just gonna take some time. Here's some toe beans to make you happy. But yeah, I'm gonna close out this video. Don't forget that you're not alone. Thank you for watching this video. If you would like to continue to follow my journey, I would love to have you, and you can do that by subscribing down below. Don't forget to give this video a like, and I post every Thursday, so I'll see you guys next week. Bye! Look at this face. Just look at it. Look at it and let it make you happy. Happy, happy. Happy, happy, happy. Look at it. Make the people happy, Momo. Give the people what they want.